Good morning, star shines. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with sunshiny faces, and this is the way to start a new day. I've been up for a little bit scrolling. We got an extra hour this morning. It is now 10 to 7, and I wish I had some coffee. But it looks like Sins of Scientology dropped a new video last night. The Rise and Fall of and Legacy of David Mayo: Power, Betrayal, and Survival. We should listen to it while we're waiting for... Oh, look, the sun's coming up already. But you know what? It's probably cold in LA. Might be too cold to go to the beach. Do you think we're still going to go to the beach this morning? Sorry. Girlfriend's bouncing around on the bed. I don't know.
Those who have experienced similar traumas. Viewer discretion is advised.
There was a time when David Mayo stood at the very heart of Scientology. He wasn't just any auditor. He was the man that L. Ron Hubbard trusted above everyone else to carry out the church's most secretive, powerful techniques. He helped to shape Scientology's core teachings, guiding followers through levels most of us can't even imagine. But then, in a shocking twist, David Mayo was cast out, declared an enemy. He was labeled a suppressive person, or an SP, by the very church he'd helped to build. Just imagine, one day you're on the inside, trusted with the deepest secrets, and the next you're on the outside, cut off, fighting for your reputation and your life. How does someone go from being Hubbard's right-hand man to one of the most feared enemies of Scientology? What did Mayo know? And why was the church so desperate to silence him? In this episode, we'll take a deep dive into David Mayo's rise within Scientology, his close relationship with L. Ron Hubbard, and his pivotal role in developing their most sacred techniques. And we'll uncover the intense battle that followed when he was declared a suppressive person. So what really happens when one of Scientology's most influential figures turns against the church? Let's find out. I'm Sandy McKenna, and along with Abraham Ulrich, welcome to the Sins of Scientology.
Welcome to FindLaw.com. An accident can strike at any moment and change your life forever. FindLaw.com.
David Mayo was born in New Zealand in 1940, and like many who would later become deeply involved in Scientology, he was searching for something beyond the conventional. Not much is widely known about his childhood or early years before he encountered Scientology, but by the 1960s, Mayo was already seeking spiritual answers. He was drawn to Scientology partly due to its promise about self-improvement and spiritual advancement, something that appealed to many people of that era, as it was a time when new spiritual movements were growing in popularity worldwide. Mayo began studying Scientology in New Zealand, likely around the mid-1960s. He demonstrated an early aptitude for auditing, the church's unique form of spiritual counseling. Auditing sessions involve the use of an e-meter, a device that is said to measure the spiritual state of a person as they answer questions. Those who excelled in auditing were highly valued in Scientology, and it wasn't long before Mayo's talents were noticed. By the late 1960s, Mayo had not only become a skilled auditor, but he had also fully dedicated himself to Scientology. He made the significant decision to join the Sea Organization, the elite and militaristic branch of Scientology that is responsible for running the organization's day-to-day operations. The Sea Org is known for its extreme level of commitment, with members signing a billion-year contract to symbolize their dedication to the movement across multiple lifetimes. Joining the Sea Org also meant working closely with the upper echelons of Scientology, and Mayo quickly distinguished himself. His sharp mind, profound belief in the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard, and mastery of auditing made him stand out. He was a natural fit for the intense demands of Sea Org life and began rising rapidly through the ranks. As Mayo's reputation grew, so did his responsibilities within the organization. By the 1970s, L. Ron Hubbard had taken a special interest in him, and Mayo was entrusted with delivering Scientology's highest level auditing processes, including the operating Thetan levels or OT levels. The OT levels are some of the most secretive and controversial teachings within Scientology, believed to unlock a person's full potential and free them from the confines of the physical universe. In particular, Mayo became known for his ability to deliver New Era Dianetics for operating Thetans, NED for OTs, a process that was created after Hubbard reportedly suffered a stroke in the late 1970s. Hubbard was said to have entrusted Mayo with developing this advanced auditing process as part of his recovery. This close relationship between Hubbard and Mayo was seen as a significant mark of trust, as very few were allowed to work with Hubbard directly, let alone help shape new levels of the Scientology bridge to total freedom. Mayo was also believed to have personally audited Hubbard, a prestigious and high-stakes role within the church. Auditing the founder of Scientology himself placed Mayo at the pinnacle of the organization's spiritual hierarchy. At the time, the organization touted.
I'm going to pause it just for a second. Do you guys remember who Mayo was? Good morning, Cricket. But this is I mean, he must have been important, but I don't remember. That's awfully strange. How are you this morning, Cricket? It's way too early in the morning. It feels like it should be later. I know we had fallback time. Oh, excuse me. I could use some coffee. My allergies are driving me absolutely nuts. I like listening to the Sins of Scientology. Yeah, it's going to be nuts the next couple of days, isn't it? Come what be. And I mean, I don't mind talking politics, but it gets a little crazy when people start talking politics. There's so many different viewpoints. It is. Even though I haven't really been outside, the pollen has just been crazy. I feel like I've got a cold, but I haven't been near anybody to get a cold. So I know it's not a cold. Yeah, pretty crazy. What are you doing for your art this morning, Cricket? Yep, come what may. Wednesday's going to be pretty crazy. And I've got a lot of meetings for work this week. Guess it's just a really good morning just to kind of whoosah, just kind of right on. Propaganda style art. Oh, there are. Should I go look? Do you mind if I go look? Oh, I know you do wonderful work. Cricket Cinema. That's not you. I don't see your cricket. Uh-oh, lots of Cricket Cinemas, and I know I have you. Cricket, I know I have you in my... It doesn't show you're online, though. Did you change your logo? Good morning, Irish. Cricket, you still have your logo, but I don't see it. I don't see it in here. I hate it when I can't find what I'm looking for. It's definitely not that. Do 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 do. I I absolutely. Grr. Cricket, put your link in there for me. I know, right? But it's not coming up at all. I know which one is yours. I can't even see you on my online page. Dang, YouTube has to be so weird sometimes. Let me try again. As I said, I know which one is you. I'm not misspelling it. There isn't a house subscriptions. Everybody gets to see inside my. Some of these, I have no idea who these people are. I must have just said boop. Oh, goodness sakes. That's not you. Good morning, Adrian. Cricket, YouTube has lost you. You are being thwarted. You are being hidden. Because I can't even see you in it that you're online. I can't see you in any of the profile pictures. And I should be able to just go right to you. I normally go right to your page. Let me see if I put Scientology in there. Helps if I spell it right. There's Scooter Mom. No, I just hate it when they hide crap. Whatever.
What's the difference between a service animal and an emotional support pet? Well, a service animal has to go through long
Organization touted Hubbard's own spiritual advancement.
Yeah, I'll look for it, Cricket. Or if you can email it to me, that would be good. Email me the link so that way I can get in there. I can't believe I can't get in there. I don't even see it. Oh, goodness sake. So yeah, I'm really wondering if Eric's gonna go to the beach this morning. Cricket, does it allow you to put a link in there? I can probably give you rights. What does it? It doesn't allow me to do anything. I really hate OBS sometimes. Uh-oh, dogs are barking out back. Here, let me, because now OBS isn't letting me do anything. Yeah, Irish, Cricket, I made you a moderator just so you can add the link. And then I'll take you off if you don't want to be on there as a moderator anymore. Now let's take out Scientology. See, look, it's just hiding, hiding, hiding. Yep, you have a wrench now, Cricket. Oh, thank you. You can do it. No, that wasn't it. Whoops. That didn't go as planned. I'm having technical difficulties this morning. Oh, way cool picture. Yeah, that's a right on. Isn't that the old Rosie lady? But with the gray hair. Nice. Oh no, we're getting all sorts of notifications popping up. Let me see. We're gonna copy this, take that out, go into here, paste. There we go. Get rid of all these. Google Chrome. I know. Quit giving me all the notifications. That is a beautiful picture. Beautiful artwork. Good job. He does have the best music. And while I'm on that page, I am going to make sure. I know I have not. Yeah, I'm still subscribed. You're still there. We'll leave it up for a little while. There are 3 of them. Let's look. So there's one. Look at what I'm wearing to earn money for you people. Get Travolta to pay for the cracks. That's funny. Yeah, the Xeno one was funny. Oh, that's a very cool one. Ooh, I love the butterflies. Very cool artwork. So do you digitally make these, obviously, or did you hand draw them? Good morning, Peter. We'll just leave that one up on the. I like that one. That one I think is my favorite one of all. She needs to have a few wrinkles under her eyes, though. Yep, a few wrinkles under the eyes. And that would be perfect. It starts as AI, but then I do photo montage as well, incorporating AI images with other things. I'll be using those by laying them on things with slogans and such. Yeah, I absolutely love this one. absolutely. And I'll tell you why. Because, well, my grandma, my fat Grammy, oh my goodness, sun coming up is absolutely gorgeous this morning. I wish you guys could see it. I can't get a picture out the door. So, my grandma, even though she was a lot overweight, but she always used to have her hair permed like that, and butterflies were her thing. And so even now, I mean, I don't believe in like talking to the dead or anything like that, but I do believe in signs and wonders. And so whenever I see butterflies, I always think of Grammy. If you made this one with a little bit of wrinkle or black underneath the eyes in a fatter face, that would be so me. Yeah. No, but it's cool that you did this. This is incredible. Incredible, incredible work. Yeah. Digital art is cool. Yeah, I was watching a few of the protests last night that they were having at the IAS event, and it looked like it was raining a little bit. It looked like it was cold. Maybe we can have a bonfire at the beach. Yeah. Somebody wake Aaron or Eric up and tell him he can have a bonfire at the beach this morning. I wonder if you're allowed to. I've seen other people have bonfires. We can all sit around the bonfire. I'm not going to put a swimsuit and floaties on though, because it's too cold for that. And we can watch for dolphins. Toasted marshmallows in my coffee sounds good. Do I know if Audit LA has participated in traffic calming surveys? I found a Los Angeles site where you can request a study. You know, I don't know. I've heard of those, but I don't know. It's a good question for her, Peter. Why don't you email her? I know, okay, so LA in specific was sued through the Department of Justice on their curb cuts and their sidewalks. So, you can't just go make a 311 on sidewalks. You have to, when you go to submit any information about sidewalks, it takes you to that Department of Justice claim. And the Department of Justice claim insists that you put your real name and real information, address, and stuff like that on there. So they were instructed by the Department of Justice to make good on their claims. So they have to make, part of their make good is to make a plan on fixing all of their problems for their sidewalks for the ADA. And good news, bad news is that they're looking at it, they being LA, so they're looking at it all. But what they've done is they've said, okay, a remedy we're going to make is we're going to make a plan on how to fix it all. So the plan could be 2030 before that curb cut gets put in the budget to fix. So it kind of just screwed everything up. But in particular, traffic calming surveys, excuse me, I don't know. Good morning, Power Lies to Paralyze, or good afternoon, depending on where you're at. Cricket, do you use a certain program for your AI art? Or do you digitally lay it yourself? Oh, all right, Adrian. Yep, it's definitely a bonfire night. Peter, it doesn't make sense to me either. But so many people made claims to the Department of Justice through the ADA that they put a repair thing on the city of LA. So they had to come up with a plan to repair all of the ADA issues. It's the same as the city of city of San Francisco had so many ADA violations, they had to come up with a repair. I'm waiting for you, Peter. I'm being patient. Get your ball, buddy. Get your ball. Where's your ball? What'd you do with it? Well, where's your ball? Oh, I see you, honey. Go get your ball. Get your ball, and I'll throw it for you. You're so stupid. You just brought it in here. I agree. Let me show you what I'm talking about, Peter. Here, I'll find it. Oh, let's see. Go to Google. When you go to Los Angeles Sidewalk Repair, you go to Safe Sidewalks, LA. There's a Safe Sidewalk, LA. When you go to a sidewalk problem, see, you can make this, but you have to sign in. That's not what I wanted. Erase. So this is, if you make a sidewalk, anything to do with the sidewalk, it automatically pops up with this sidewalk repair program, And this is at the behest of the Department of Justice claim, the Department of Justice suit. Does that make sense? ChatGPT can do pictures. Yep, and I agree 100% with you, Peter. But because of that suit from the Department of Justice, it makes it all cattywampus. You can't just, you have to join the sidewalk repair. Yeah, and it was the Department of Justice suit, and the Department of Justice normally does not give monetary value to anything. It'll give a repair, repudiate, come up with a plan type of solution to suits. And this suit ended up being negotiated or mediated, saying that the city needs to come up with a plan. And there's parts of it that, as I said, there was one on there that there was a curb cut that was on the suit that I found that was supposed to be repaired in 2030. So it kind of doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It lets them put it on the budget, which is totally bogus. You know, the scoring system, that's what they were talking about. So they had to come up, this was their plan. Yeah. And as I said, normally it is normally the way things are run, but because of that Department of Justice suit. Right. Correct. But this is because of that suit. Peter, where can I find, Audit and I have been looking, where do you find why, I know it probably is through the Department of Transportation, and it's not in the, when they changed the name. I went through that whole 300 and some pages on change the name deal when it went from Berenda to L. Ron Hubbard. Where would I find where it says you can't park there? Where it was adopted? or who said, I mean, are those signs just there because somebody put them there? When did it become that you can't park there anymore, and who said? Because the only thing I can think of is that they made an agreement with the city saying they would pay whatever fees they would have received from the meters. Like maybe that's an agreement. But where would we find that? I've even, good morning, me and Taz. Good afternoon, me and Taz. Because I've looked and it just goes in circles when you go to the Department of Transportation website or parking enforcement. That would be really cool if you would do that, Peter. If you go, I FOIA'd, CPRA'd the Department of Transportation Parking Authority, saying that I was new to the area, and they just send you back a generalized email saying, look here, look here, look here, but there's nothing that responds to it. Well, you're definitely right there, Peter. My thoughts are, somebody said, oh, you guys can just not have anybody parking on the road, just pay us what the meters would have given us. And so they gave them signs, no parking signs to put on there. And that's just the way it's always been, so they've left it like that. And nobody's ever said any different. But I was hoping they would give Scotty a ticket for parking on there yesterday, and he could. It agreed 100%. Oh, you're only an hour ahead? But I was hoping Scotty would get a ticket so that way he could appeal the ticket and take it to court and subpoena all the information about the road. And then he put his wheels back on or his tires back on and drove away. I'm like, no, we wanted a ticket. And I see the head of security, that security guy, grabbed everybody else's tickets like he was just going to pay them. Huh. But they still didn't leave the 20-foot emergency barrier. So much makes absolutely no sense. I know, right? They were all moved and then they moved them back. So it's not like they don't have the wherewithal to be able to move the damn things. I mean, how many roads do they have where nobody can park on? right? The the thing though is everybody was screaming about but it's because the signs that nobody's supposed to be parking has nothing to do with the permit. Nobody's supposed to be parking on the road. Whether the permit was good, whether the permit was bad, it doesn't even matter if there is a permit. If there was no activities going on, nobody's supposed to be parking on that road per the signs. Right. You would think they would have access to all of their permits and everything under the sun. Peter, one of the things um, that I think is just hilarious is that California is one of the couple of states that has a civil grand jury. And when all of this started back in May and June with the permits, actually it was April, May, and June, we filed a civil grand jury against the permit office, against the Bureau of Street Services. And a lot of this has come out of that, on top of everybody calling into Public Works and giving them hell. Yeah, it is so biased. And it will be. They will be having their first meeting with the new chief Tuesday. And Public Works is having they're having a meeting Monday. They're sneaking a meeting in, excuse me. Usually theirs are Wednesday and Fridays, but they're having one tomorrow. And I have a work meeting tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into it. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on behind the scenes at the permit office, which is cool. It shows that the process can work sometimes. But I am going to go back to Cricket's picture because I like Cricket's picture this morning. So yeah, and I haven't put up a meeting schedule for this week yet. I'm really curious as to Selfless's. I haven't seen an update on his. I heard him say in somebody's chat that it was an incredible. Something was incredible, but I'm really curious as how his court case went. Has anybody heard? No, not on LRH. There was an IAS permit for the replay of the IAS. But it didn't show anything about LRH. But we don't know that because we didn't see page 2. The only thing that I saw was, I think Super Cool had posted that they said the noise abatement was lifted. Oh, so either they dropped it, but they get us all excited and make us put it on our calendars, and then don't tell us. Let me see. I'm going to put it back to here. I'm just going to leave that on. Let's go to selfless. And see if he did make an update. That was 6 months ago. And then his birthday live the other day. Nope, so he hasn't done anything. Did he put it in his community? Nope. He did not. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, me and Taz. Yep, International Association of Scientologists. And anybody taking, I think even a course, you need to buy a membership as an IAS member. And you become one. And all the International Association of Scientology, all of their funds are held in it's called a member trust. There's a member trust out of Delaware. That's where all the big bucks are being held. Everything gets rolled up. Okay. My question, I was looking the other day trying to find if, as a student of Delphi or the Apple School or whatever school, does that, or the Delphian, does that give you membership into IAS? Is the tuition part of your membership? And I couldn't find that answer. I even asked if you go to their website, the little can I help you lady pops up, and I asked and they said they didn't give me an answer. I'm freezing, you guys. Oh, goodness sakes. Sorry, spasm. Yeah, I don't know. But that would automatically make you a Scientology, even if you were going to school there and you weren't a practicing Scientologist. That was just my question because I was doing some research into the Delphi school thing. Just different questions. I'm always full of questions, but I'm not full of coffee. I need coffee. There is a fee schedule for the IAS. It's not cheap. I know some grandparents and parents, they were giving IAS memberships or lifetime memberships as gifts. Yeah, that's a good question, Irish. Ooh, good for you, me and Taz. I may have to bail here in a little bit and try and get myself out of bed to go get me some coffee because this is... Buddy, what do you want? Yeah, I'm talking. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Where'd you put it? You're just like, this is the stupidest dog I've ever met in my entire life. Did it go under the bed? Is that what the problem is? Yeah, the great big award that Tom Loser Cruise got. We need to have somebody that's under the radar that we can ask these questions to. So I love asking Serge and Nora and Liz and all of them questions, but sometimes, right, Peter, I doubt they'll ever fix all the sidewalks. That crack in front of, excuse me, in front of Blue. Ah, I'm a happy-go-lucky in the morning. I love mornings. I love it when you wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and it's still not light outside and it's dark and it's so quiet. It's just so peaceful. And I used to wake my kids up with that enthusiasm in the morning and they'd roll their eyes and go, "Mom, go away." And I would just laugh. Good morning, Kim. Yeah, I wish all cities would do that. Definitely is a city by city thing. You know, I am stuck in bed right now, but I do go to church. I go to an online church on Sundays, Kim, and um, uh, believe it or not, it's in California. Yeah, but as I said on the 311 app for Los Angeles, it's different for the sidewalks. because of that Department of Justice suit. But I do. Their first service that I like to go to happens to be the same time as Eric getting his butt going and listening to Writing with Eric. And so I'll put his music on plus my worship music on. Yep. Kim, do you go to church where you're at? But I have friends that are of different faiths. I have many friends that are of the Jewish faith, and they celebrate, they have a Shabbat, Shalom, for their Sabbath. But that was yesterday. I have plenty of friends that are Christian, and they go to church on Saturday or Sunday or Wednesday. I have plenty of folks that are Hindu or Buddhist, and they have their own beliefs. I respect people for their own beliefs, and I respect me for mine. Kim, I believe I've seen you in here before, but what area of the world are you in? Yeah, Adrian, up in Anchorage where I lived up there, wintertime was always a bummer because it got light so late and dark so early. It is, if you find the right church. That's what I thought, Kim. I thought you were from South Korea. Welcome. Welcome to my humble abode. But I love it that you can go to church. A lot of churches have online services now. And I've been going even before I started with all of this Scientology stuff. Well, I listened to a couple different services, but the one I really respect and enjoy is the Calvary Chapel of it's not Los Angeles. It's Jack Hibbs. Chino Hills, Calvary Chapel. And they have a really, really big service. But I like listening to it. And that, my friends, is something that I think is very important. That you need to be educated and fed in whatever you believe. As long as it's not full of hate. Yeah, as I said, there's a couple of them that I really enjoy listening to. I have one service that they do a Friday night service. and that's kind of different timing. But I like listening to it too. Hmm. So, yep, lots of stuff on the week schedule this week, lots of work stuff. Then we have Good Morning Blow Drill. Exactly. Don't hate, appreciate. Appreciate each other for what their feelings are, what their beliefs are. Just gotta appreciate it. So, Blow Drill, we were saying that Eric needs to have a little bonfire on the beach today. And none of us are going to wear swimsuits. We're probably just going to wear hoodies and watch for dolphins and maybe see if Nice Lady comes by. But we're going to have marshmallows on the beach and have a bonfire. It got below freezing here the night before. Boy, I'm still yawning. My heat actually turned on in the house. I woke up and I'm like, oh, what's that noise? And it was the heater. I'm like, oh my goodness. And today I'm wrapped in a blanket. Yeah, below freezing. That's fall Michigan weather for you, though. That's what happens. What's funny is it can be that's funny. A high of 43. Yeah, I'm trying to think what was we are supposed to have, and it's supposed to warm back up. Let me look at my weather app. It's 38 right now, low 33, high 57. So it's almost perfect weather. I like it when it gets into the 50s and the 60s. Tomorrow rain, Tuesday rain. I know, right? It's like they were waiting for us, Adrian. My son runs around in shorts and hoodie. I don't think he wears pants all winter. He loves the cold. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Those dolphins were right there. They were like, come on, come a swimming. Haggis isn't awake. I haven't seen Haggis yet. Haggis must be sleeping in this morning. Very nice. Oh, yep, yikes. Guys laughing up in Anchorage, for Halloween, they got 9.5 inches of snow. I'm like, oh, those kids aren't out trick-or-treating tonight. It was saying it was the snowiest day on record for Halloween. And he's like, you guys can keep your snow. Yeah, that's almost a foot of snow for Halloween. Oh, yeah. So we won't talk the politics part of it, but let's talk about the silliness of the politics of it. I guess they've put up barriers and fences for voting day for Tuesday. How crazy is that? I'm just praying nothing pops off on Tuesday or Wednesday, that everything stays sane, everything stays settled. We don't need all of that hubbubaloo. That they called in the National Guard. That's just craziness. We're better than that. As Americans, we're better than that. And don't get me wrong, I didn't say we're better than anybody else. I said we are better than what they're thinking we're going to turn into over this election. Crazy times. Blow Drill, you may be able to answer it. My question from earlier. When you are in like the Delphi school or any other school, when you register, does part of your registration fee go to IAS membership? And or how much does IAS membership cost? I know I've seen it, but do you know off the top of your head about, not like to the penny, but about what it is? Oh, puppy snores. Mhm. Yeah, I need me a coffee with the side of Benadryl this morning. My nose is running, I'm coughing. Did I lose ya? Is anybody still there? That's not me, that's the dog. Mm. Thank you, Blowdrill. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, that's okay. It's kind of a quiet morning. I was just, sometimes my internet will go wonky. And it says I was still streaming, but you just never know. Very cool, Cricket. Cricket, may I use this picture? I promise it won't be for any monetary use. But can I use this picture? So I've talked to Graham Barry a couple of times, and man, he got blasted with fair gaming. He was hurt so bad. Thank you, Cricket, because I love this picture. He ended up like losing a whole business, and I think even his law license for a while. He got hammered. Well, that sounds good. Irish, that sounds good for lunch. It is. I'll post a link. I sent it to Nora last night because she was looking for it, and I happened to find it last night. I must have closed it, but it was the link to all the documents for when they changed the road name. Peter, I'll forward it to you. I don't want to get off this, but I'll forward it to you. Yep, and Granbury was listed in there, and I found Janet Wieland in there, and Tori wrote a letter in there. It's like 300 and some pages. But Nora was saying she would have loved to seen all of the lists of the neighborhoods. In fact, if you guys all close your eyes so you don't see my email. Let me see. Go to here, go to sent, go to copy link. Here you go, Peter. It's 300 and some pages of when they changed the name. What cracks me up is Public Works had voted on it to change the name, and there were 3 people on there. 2 of them voted not here, and 1 voted yes, and that's how they got it passed. Shake my ever-loving head. Not present is what they voted. Yeah, anybody can go to that site and see. There's as I said, it's 300 and some pages, but it's interesting. Morning Swedish and evening Swedish. Well, that was the 183 to 9 was the comments, public comments provided. Yes. There's 183 positive, 9 against. You know, I did start early this morning because we had a fallback time, and I just was up early this morning, so good evening, Swedish. How are you feeling, Swedish? Yeah, do you have daylight saving times there, Swedish? I know some countries do, some countries don't. Yes, you are in the middle of the night morning. Oh, okay. So you've been cattywampus for a couple of weeks already. Chad, I think I remember you saying that. Yeah, 'cause it's only 5 in the morning. You know, I do too, Irish. I completely think it's ridiculous. I think it's silly that we have it at all, let alone everybody has different ones. How do let me see. I want to copy image. How do I save image as? Fat Grammy Cricket, not as a web page. All files. Oh no, I want to save it as. No. Well, we'll just put it there for right now. Save. Let's go back to copy image. Let's open my Photoshop. for my PowerPoint. I know you can't see me doing this. Paste. Save as picture. JPEG. Save as Cricut, because Cricut did it. Now let's see. Let me go back to my thingy here. Go back to my Fat Grammy. I want to customize my channel. I want to change my picture. I want to I need to, I'm going to put it in there. Ooh, I love it. Okay, I changed it. Okay. I love it. Oh, thank you, Cricut, for letting me use that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Rosie the Riveter. But Cricut made it to where she's an older Rosie the Riveter, and she has butterflies. Good morning, Rika. Yep, I absolutely love that. Love it, love it, love it. How's your morning? You're up really early this morning, Rika. Yep, that one is worthy of taking over my dog pictures. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, Rika, look at these other ones that she did too. So there's that one. There's this one. Let me, that one's a little bit better. And this one. They're very cool. Yeah, isn't that a cool one? Cricket outdid herself. That's wonderful. Yeah. Do you have a link to Cricket's page? Here, let me put it back on here. Yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, Cricket does some awesome work. Cricket, I am so sorry, fella. My apologies, but now I know. And it doesn't really matter. It's just I assumed. I just assumed and that's bad me. Oh, but thank you for letting me know, Cricket. I'm gonna giggle about that all day. I guess this is really the art of you could put any picture on there. Good morning, Corn Freak. And so we're all kind of incognito. I'm still trying to figure out how to get my R backwards on Corn Freak. Gotcha, Cricket. I always giggle because Michael and Serge and I in audit talk a lot, and we always call each other our darlings. Well, yeah, the toaster one is funny. Golly, I can't stop yawning. I might skip everybody. I might even skip Fluff and Buff this morning and just take a nap. I've been up since way bright and early this morning. What did you guys think of Cece's interview the other day with Nora? She's on here quite often in the mornings with us, and I am so proud of her. So, so proud of her. Corn, how do you get your R backwards? Is there another cricket on here? I mean, obviously we've seen there's a lot of crickets on here because I was looking for you this morning. But well, yeah, copy and paste. I get that. But if I wanted to do it myself, how do I do it? Yeah, Jamie did get a little bit passionate about it. That's okay. I would love to. I mean, I've heard Cece's story a little bit. Good morning, Eric. Eric, we had an idea for you. So when you get to the beach this morning after our tunes, let's have a bonfire with the marshmallows. Because it's too cold to put swimsuits on. So we were gonna watch for the dolphins with a bonfire. What you think? Good morning, MD Media. You had a late night last night. Glad to see all went well, though. Oh, okay. That makes sense, Cricket Cinema. Thank you. Look who the cat dragged in. Roxy got her way. She said, "Get up, Dad. Get up, Daddy-o. Go get me some food." Matt, you did an awesome job last night. That was probably really tough to be around. I don't even like watching that guy. He just makes me grossed out. And that guy I meant, what's his name? Really? Girlfriend? Girlfriend streaming. That, I don't know. He was yelling at Kelly and yelling at DOA last night. Yeah, that's his name, Sheep Show. He's a loser. Yeah, I can see why. Having an extra set of eyes on everything that was going on last night, it was really needed. And I'm kind of holding judgment on that Katie Kidman lady because I mean, I've seen her in and out here and there, but I don't know enough about it. Absolutely unhinged. So, Eric, do you think Nice Lady would like to have a bonfire on the beach today? I'm getting to that conclusion, Corn Freak. Yeah, you're right, Adrian. That was the guy. Yes, Swedish, that is her. She said her twin sister was in. Is still in. How's Roxy this morning, Eric? We haven't heard from Does It Matter on how Rib Dog is doing. I saw a couple of his community posts. But if you're on this morning, really? We can't bonfire on the beach? Well, that's sucky doodles. Why? It's all sand and water. That law doesn't make sense. I know the dolphins were waiting for us last week. Hopefully they'll be waiting for us again this week. But Eric, I'm not putting a swimsuit on today. It's too cold. Oh, good. I'm glad Rib Dog is doing better. And floaties don't help if you're freezing. We'll all be out there bobbing like ice cubes. Blink, blink, blink. It's too cold. I haven't carved a pumpkin in a long time. Yeah, we're all glad to hear Rib Dog is doing better. That was certainly a tragic morning. Eric, I've seen other people do bonfires on the beach down there. Maybe it's just Malibu that doesn't do it. And not only your bathrobe, but some fuzzy slippers. Well, we got you. MD Media, Matt, you're not allowed to be near the water. You can just build a sandcastle. It's a great idea. That's not me bouncing, you guys. That's the dog having a dream. And it's making the bed bounce. Eric, since you're on, where do you get that music through to where you don't get copyrighted? Is it a station that you don't get copyrighted on? Uh, there we go, Adam. Good morning, Adam. Yep, we can build it. Yep, it's definitely a hot coffee, hot cocoa, hot something morning. Corn, I was just lamenting about that here. It got down to like 28 degrees last night. But it's still not as bad as it was up in Anchorage. Really? They get blocked? Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. But we do love them. Cats are good for that. I know, they were waiting for us, Eric. They were like right there. They were like, "Hi, Eric. Thanks for coming here. We've been waiting for you." Yeah, I was telling everybody else, Corn, that up in Anchorage they got 9.5 inches of snow on Halloween. Do you have big maples there, Rika? Theirs doesn't matter. Good morning, good morning to you. We were just talking about Rib Dog and wondering how she was doing this morning. I know, right, Peter? Ooh. Hi, kitty kitty. They have they have burning bushes here in Michigan and then Indiana area. And that is so cool because in the fall they all turn into big red bushes. I know Nora was saying that on as you continue into that document, the community pages where all of the neighbors would sign in saying that it was okay were mostly Sea Organ staff. Hearts and love for Rib Dog. Well, good. That's actually a great sign. Remember, like people when they put them on painkillers and anesthesia and stuff like that, that it stops the bowels for a couple of days. Yep, get the winter colors going. And then my favorite day of the whole entire year is the day in the spring where all the trees pop green. That's my favorite day of the entire year. It doesn't even Christmas, Thanksgiving, my birthday, everything. That is my favorite day. All of a sudden one day it's brown and gross and ugly, and the next day, boop, all the trees have green on them. Oh, that's a great sign. Doesn't matter. That is wonderful. Lots of kisses and hugs and tail wags back to her. Yep. And down there in Indiana, you guys have a lot of, what's the tree with all the white flowers on it? My mom and dad used to have them. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, very cool. Rika, that's kind of a neat tidbit of information. No, they are, um, I'll think of it. It'll come to me. A dogwood? Yep, I have lots of mulberries and apples. There was somebody that was either on here or somebody else's chat that was saying um, that they grow grapes, but it was overseas. Elderflower, nope. It is a dog, something dog. Okay, now you're gonna make me look. The flowering dogwood. Yeah, the dogwood. Or is it this one? There you go, Corn. The dogwood. Dogwoods are pretty. But for those of us with allergies, dogwoods suck. But they are beautiful. Corn, isn't that the state tree of Indiana? Yeah. Yep, we have a lot of maple here. I always talk about my big maple tree. Let me see. If I can find a picture of it. Let me see. That's not it. Photos of me. I know. I'm looking into... Where the hell did all my photos go? Whatever. I think I lost all my damn photos on my computer here. I don't know how I did it. I have to find them all. I know, I saw that. What the heck was going on with euthanizing the squirrel? I didn't read the article, I just saw a headline on it. So, Corin, I've got a maple tree. It's huge out in my front yard, and I called her Her Majesty. So does it matter? What do they do for a broken hip for a dog? Do they have it wrapped to where she's immobile? For that leg? Okay, let's look. Let's see if we can find... Well, that's a salty cracker. I'm not doing salty cracker. He drives me nuts. Here's a short one. Let's listen to it.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in.
We just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal. After they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house, then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
Why did they go through all that to get a search warrant for an animal that had been with you very safely, and the world witnessed this for 7 years. Why now suddenly did they show up with a search warrant and take these animals?
We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was an indoor squirrel, not harming anybody. He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint was ever filed for this animal. We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary.
How did you find out that they euthanized Peanut?
They haven't messaged me. They haven't called me. They haven't given me a...
Wow, that's weird. Yeah, a squirrel and a raccoon, MD Media. They came in with guns drawn and search warrants to take the squirrel and a raccoon out of their house, and then they euthanized them. That's ridiculous. Okay, I missed some conversation. It is very sad. Right? I agree. No, but Irish, I have quite a few friends that have had raccoons. It's not illegal. Hydra was actually funnier, Matt. Hide your squirrels and hide your nuts. Yeah. Yeah, that typo was actually kind of funny. Should we finish playing it? Peter, was there more?
Formal statement whatsoever. The last time I heard from the DEC was when they left my house. Another news station called me with their statement, and that's how I found out Peanut is gone. They didn't even have the heart to call me themselves to tell me what was going on. This state has more problems than a squirrel and a raccoon, and we're using our taxpayers' dollars to help take these animals out of a comfortable place, all because of some paperwork? The statement released that Peanut bit one of the people. Peanut's bitten me 5 times in 7 years. Peanut also is an animal that only knows me. So why wouldn't you have protective gloves on and protective equipment to allow an animal like him that to bite you? Also, to be honest with you, I don't buy it whatsoever.
I didn't know about squirrels ever in my life, and when I came to Peanut a couple of years ago, he would have never bitten me. He never bit me.
The complaints we're told are anonymous. So anonymous claims got the state to get a search warrant, which was signed by multiple different departments and a judge. So I want to know what the evidence was that this was such a devastating thing to the community that we had to waste taxpayers' dollars and ruin a family in a nonprofit animal rescue because we have power?
Will you be taking some legal action?
Oh, the firefight has just begun. This needs to be used as an example of how this state uses their resources and their power. Not only that, the only source of income and donations have come from Peanut's social media. I don't know how I'm going to run the nonprofit animal rescue with over 300 animals at my sanctuary right now without the funding from Peanut.
I kind of agree. Right, definitely. You can definitely. Well, I don't know if they still would black out. the complainer's name. So yeah, I know. But I've heard they're nasty though. Monkeys can get mean. But I guess any animal can be mean if they're not trained properly. Have a service monkey. That's probably true. I need a service monkey. It'd have to be a service ape. It'd have to be big enough. Yeah, didn't he have an orangutan? Oh, yep, I agree. Well, I know she doesn't like to be touched, but go give her some pets and some love. Right turn Clyde. That's right. Yep. Remember that. Ah, memories. They do have service monkeys. There are such things as service monkeys. Good morning, Amy. Your service baby rhino. Something to do with sit on it. If you don't like it, sit on it. That's true. Yeah. Okay, so back when I worked for the ADA long eons ago, it feels like many, many moons ago, there was a case that went to court over a guy who had a service iguana. Believe it or not, it was a service iguana. And the issue is that they were trying to make him get rid of his iguana out of his house. And the guy happened to be, he was a quad. He had something to do with breathing. And at night when he would stop breathing, I'm not saying this is right or wrong or true or not, but this is the lawsuit that went through, was that what he did to perform a service was if he stopped breathing at night, the iguana jumped up on his chest and got him to start breathing again and whapped him with his tail or something like that. It was the strangest thing. That the iguana was taught to wake him up with his tail so that way he would start breathing again. Go figure. So that's always been kind of the inside joke, was if you have a service iguana. And there was another lawsuit that went through. A lady had a service horse. that basically was the person's transportation. I personally don't know how you sit on a horse when you're paralyzed, but it was a person's transportation. And that went to court. That was a big, huge deal. Yeah, iguanas they hurt when they bite. Yeah, strange. Anyways, the ADA law changed in America, at least now, to where service animals, well, when they have to be trained to do something, but they limit it in the public to dogs and ponies. No more monkeys. Not anymore in America. I mean, you can in your own home. You can have a comfort animal. You can have a compassion animal. You can have a service animal in your home, but those are the Federal Housing Authority laws are different than ADA laws for out in the public. No, Eric, no, that's not happening. Ooh, yuck. I'm gonna even make it even ooky faces on that one. Yeah, we here in Michigan, we go those great big orb spiders, and those are bad enough. I mean, they don't hurt you, but ooh, icky. I'm not a spider person. Trunk monkey auto theft retrieval system. Yeah, I'm. I, I mean, I've seen people with tarantulas, and snakes are kind of cool too, but I don't really want to own one. I was thinking of it. She was 7 years old. That's pretty old for a spider. How long do they live? Close your ears, Cricket. Close your ears. Yeah, that's a lot of crickets. I know, but we can pretend. They don't have to live in my house. Yeah, you have really poisonous spiders over there, Swedish. That's a long time for a spider. Ruh-roh, I hear somebody awake in the next room. Ooh, I might get coffee. Right? Yep, I just had one jump on the bottom of the bed. Sorry, you guys. My allergies are driving me crazy. Yeah, I've always wanted a little koala bear from down there, too. But they can be mean critters. Yeah, up in Alaska, we didn't have anything poisonous. Yep, coffee on the way. Get something warm to get going. I've only been up 4 hours, so it's about due. My cup's in here, Josh. You have a service Thetan? And what does that Thetan do for you? My cup's in here, darling. Thank you, thank you. I ended up waking up way early, too early this morning. Yeah. I've heard that, Adam. Or Swedish. Yes, I've heard that. Bad Thetan. That would be a good comedy skit. Bad Thetans of Scientology. There we go. I was telling Audit. Well, you're right, Eric. You're right. Let me see. We've had dogs, cats, an iguana. The iguana stunk, though. It was a smelly guy. Snakes, fish, betta fish, all sorts of those little ones. And we had hamsters. So I bought a hamster, bought 2 hamsters, brought them home, and I thought they were both boys. They weren't. One was a girl, and we ended up having baby hamsters. But it was kind of gross because Mama Hamster ate the babies. Ugh, it was nasty. Good morning, YRB. But when I think of Scientology, yeah, I know, it was really, really, really horrible. It gave my daughter like nightmares for years. Oh, I like budgies. Yeah, we had a couple birds. I had a rainbow parrot. That was really cool. But the hamster had 4 babies, and so we called him Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo. And the last one to go was Mo. so we had no Mo hamsters. I'm sorry, that cracks me up. Here, I'll just take that. I'm like so jonesing for coffee. I got it. Thank you. Oh, my poor sense of humor is getting to me. That would just crack me up. We had no Mo hamsters. Look, you guys. Coffee. Finally got my coffee. Yay. Always wanted a horse. But they're big things. They're big and scary. I let the kids do riding lessons and taking care of the horses and stuff over at the neighbors. YRB, how are you doing today? Yes, cheers. Cheers, cheers. Just straight black coffee this morning. No creamer, no sugar. YRB, I will email you later. I have an interesting project I think we need to work on. But shh, can't talk about it. Yeah. What a good morning. Wow, me and Taz. That's a long time. Thoroughbreds are beautiful horses. I mean, all horses are just beautiful. They are. My sis, she's not on here, but they had a very expensive horse that they bred, and we ended up. Yep, you sure will, Amy. Definitely will. So, Amy, did you see they moved the Public Works meeting to tomorrow for Monday rather than Wednesday? I mean, they still may have one Wednesday, but they're going to vote in. Yeah, right. We had some great successes yesterday. One of the things that I was talking about a little bit earlier, I don't know if you heard YRB, was that I was wishing Scotty would have got a ticket on L. Ron Hubbard Way, so that way he could have used it to subpoena the records of how that is a non-parking street. Peter's going to help me look for it. But we need to find out how that is a non-parking street, how that became a non-parking street. And if it's true, good. Yeah, I've got another meeting tomorrow, and it may, I don't know, what time did they say it was tomorrow? Do you remember? I'm a looking. Oh, oops. That's not what I was looking at. I didn't know that she posted something else. Is it still 10 tomorrow? Yep, it's going to be 10 tomorrow. One of the things they're going to try and change, which is what she was talking about, is that they're going to try and change it to where you can't talk on each agenda item up to 10 minutes, that it's a 3-minute total, just like the city council. Yeah, there were a lot of shenanigans yesterday. But one of the things that I've been trying to find is the law, the permission, the regulation, the codes that changed. Okay, Eric, we'll see you in a little bit. Thank you for joining us. And we will be on Riding with Raider in an hour and a half. Thank you much, darling. So yeah, if we need to find where that road became not parking, because it's not in any of the name change stuff. And I can't find it on any of the Department of Transportation, Public Works, anywhere where the name changed, but it was also dedicated as non-parking. And that is on my bucket list to figure out. And I thought, if he would have got a parking ticket, he could have not paid it, and he could have appealed it, and then he could have subpoenaed people in to find out why you can't park there. What law is he breaking? Is it just a sign that somebody put up? Or is it truly a law? Aw, what an honor, Irish. All right, see, I got my coffee too, rib guy. Cheers. And eat your heart out, little rib dog. Eat your heart out. Get some good, clean, fresh water and some rotisserie chicken. Yeah, that's how I always know my dogs, if they're not feeling good, is they don't eat. Right? Well, he needs to do it sooner than later so that way we can get the process going behind the scenes on trying to figure this out. Because I personally think somebody just stuck signs there. And the cops don't ever really look at it because, or even parking enforcement, because the signs are there. So I think somebody's getting buffaloed. And I personally would say prove it. Prove that I'm not allowed to park here. So audit was saying she doesn't know that there's any other road there that doesn't have parking. Okay, YRB says, I don't think they can do that because they are the primary approval step in the consideration of each item when your rights to sue are determined. I have to think that one through. I gotta let the coffee soak into the brain before I understand that. I don't think they. Who's they? Explain that one a little bit, YRB. But if, let's say I got a ticket on L. Ron Hubbard Way, couldn't, if I'm appealing it, especially let's say I was a new person and just moved in there and I just parked on the road. Okay, that is a good thing for audit or DOA or Kelly to get, is a good clear picture. Well, okay, so the municipal code is a no parking code, but who said the whole road could be closed down? That's what who said that code would be in effect for the whole road? That's what I want to know. I know the no parking code. I get that. But how did they get it? Did they make an agreement with Public Works, with Department of Transportation, with the city, that every year they would pay what the meters would have made to keep it closed? Right. And then how did they get the enforcement or the authority to put the signs there to close off the road to parking? I guess that's a better way of what I'm looking for. And Amy, honestly, they're not just bamboozled, they're lazy. Those cops are lazy. It is. They want a street vacation, and they have not put the formal documents in yet for the street vacation, but that is what they're planning to do. That is what they've been looking at. Yes. That is exactly what they're doing. So we need to get a step ahead of them and start building the case that, one, they've probably they probably have been doing a lot of this to show that the road doesn't really need to be open anyways, that it's not really a necessity. And they've been doing it for years, but now it's even more imminent for them. They don't have the same backing and support as what they did, except for the fake backing and support. And yeah, they're going to try and do that. Yep, and I emailed them the Department of Transportation Streets. I emailed them, and they have put me in a loop of ask here, ask there. Nobody wants to give me information. I'm pretty sure Audit CPRA'd the information. No such luck. I want to know, the first question is, how does a street gain the ability I don't know, Amy. That's a good question. I see what you're saying, YRB. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, they're having a meeting on it tomorrow. That's part of the agenda tomorrow. Okay, we're talking two different things. Yes, I got it. It hit. No, because what Jessica put a permit application in for back when Jessica did it was she put in a protest permit, not an event permit. A protest permit and an event permit are two different things. And she was denied a protest permit. And she didn't have everything in order to do that. Yes, it was denied for fudged up reasons. Yes, I agree with that. It was not correct what they did. But she put it in, she applied for a protest permit, not an event permit. Which is two different things, two different categories, two different things that they need. So she put in for the wrong one to begin with. So it kind of just complicated the whole thing. Oh, sorry again, leg spasms. Right, YRB? And I can't find it anywhere. That doesn't mean that I'm just not looking in the right place. Exactly. We're on the same page. Exactly, YRB. And that could be brought the challenge could be brought in with a parking ticket. Exactly. And then once we find out who did what and where it happened and what process, we can try and untangle the web. Exactly. But it's been there so long since 96 that everybody just assumes that the signs are supposed to be there. And it very well could be that they got the permission and they got the authority to do it. But who knows? With all the other shenanigans and bullshit that they pull, there's absolute reason that it could be improper signage. And this is one way to get it untangled. So DOA or Kelly or somebody needs to get a parking ticket on L. Ron Hubbard Way so we can get this scheme in motion. That's why I was so bummed when he left yesterday. Yep, we are thinking on the same level, YRB. Yeah, I have a suspicion that they're already doing that, YRB. My suspicion is that they made an agreement with the city that that's the fee they pay every year of what the parking meters would have brought in. And they pay that fee every year to have no parking. And then they put the signs up. So that's my suspicion, is that they pay the city every year what the parking meters would have been brought in. And it was a pre-planned thing. And now it's just the way it's always been. Roll your eyes, so nobody questions it. Shoot, it could be that the agreement was Scientology has to pay the Los Angeles Police Foundation what those meters would have been brought in. There could have been a behind the scenes. Maybe so. Maze, is that his name? I can't remember what the guy's name is. But there's something fishy that happened somewhere. Well, there's always something fishy. But money changed hands. But how did they do it in order to get this done? But they could be paying like the police foundation. The city controller matters aren't there. Yeah, we just need some better investigative ways for that area. Well, you guys, we are right at almost 3 hours. And I got my coffee. I'm going to finish my coffee. I might even get some breakfast. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to fluff and buff, but I am not putting a swimsuit on. This beach weather is hoodie weather. YRB, thank you for thinking this through for me this morning. You are the queen of thinkers. Definitely so. And anybody that, that's a good, Twyla. Good morning, Twyla. That's an excellent idea. Do you know him? Or could you get a hold of Gary Jackson and ask him? That's a really good idea. Because it's something that it didn't take probably Sea Org or staff or anybody else to come together to do that. That would be a behind the scenes thing. But if anybody knows Gary Jackson Moorhead, could you ask him? And then maybe email me? That would be much appreciated. Does he? I know I've seen him on stuff, but I didn't know he had a channel too. Maybe I'll, well, I'm not subscribed. I'll have to subscribe to him. Maybe I'll send him a message. Thank you for that information. Yeah, Mike Rinder was on that. Yeah, well, maybe Rika can ask him. Rika knows him. And I think Jamie and Nora are very close to him also. Yeah, it's true because that's the way it's kind of always been. So nobody's ever questioned it. Not on the ordinance level. Okay. Well, that is a task. If somebody wants to see if Gary knows, or if they want to get a hold of, that's a task, please. I would be much obliged and very thankful for that. Okay, guys, it's almost 3 hours. I'm going to take off because I'm hungry now that I've had my coffee. And I'm going to go fluff and buff and get ready for Eric's stream. I love you all. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. And I will probably do morning chats this week because my schedule's kind of full of all of the other things kind of work. We don't know. That's why we need to question all this. Bye at YRB. Bye, Amy. Bye, guys.